Welcome to this week's English edition of Papa TV. We're glad that you've joined us. On the third Sunday of Advent, the walking street was full of activity. The Munkachi Music Studio, a number of amateur performances, and a play called A Night in Bethlehem by the traveling Budapest Street Theater brought the Christmas spirit and songs of the season to Kossuth utca. Deputy Mayor Tamás Unger lit the third candle on the town's Advent wreath. All four of the candles on the Advent wreath were lit this past weekend. The last Sunday of Advent was celebrated in an intimate atmosphere with candlelight and a performance by the Pegasus Theater. The Forrás singing group from Tapolcafu started the program in the morning with traditional Christmas songs. Mayor Tamás Aldozó lit the fourth candle on the wreath that symbolizes faith, hope, love, and peace. Sunday afternoon, the Pegasus Theater's performance in front of the Esterházy Castle included hundreds of tea lights to create a merry mood. Zsolt Vég, managing director of the Pegasus Theater, said the candlelight helped create the atmosphere to prepare the people's spirits for Christmas. The Christmas story play had parts for parents and the children. The brass band of Pápa and the Bardos Lajos choir also participated in the Advent program. At the end of the program, everyone came together to sing well-known Christmas songs. After 34 years of military service, Colonel Miklos Domonkos, commander of the Papa Airbase, has retired. He held this last position for 10 years. Attending the retirement ceremony were Heavy Airlift Wing Commander Colonel Keith Boone, local military leaders, representatives of Boeing, and Deputy Mayor Tamás Unger. The retiring commander was greeted by General Tibor Benku via letter. Then Brigadier General Albert Safar, commander of the Hungarian Air Force, bid farewell to Colonel Domonkos. He said, in part, that he was happy that Colonel Domonkos would start his retirement physically and mentally energetic, but sad to have to say goodbye to a great colleague and friend. The colonel summed up the milestones of his career and welcomed his successor, Lieutenant Colonel Zsolt Mogosi, who has been at the airbase since 1987. For the last 3 years, he served as deputy commander. Following the speeches, Colonel Domonkos passed the flag to Lieutenant Colonel Mogosi, who has been appointed until July 15, 2012. The main square excavation project is finished and the findings are being cleaned and restored at the Látszó Dejő Museum in Veszprém. It is one of the most significant excavations in Middle Age Hungarian history. Archaeologist Dr. Maxim Mordovin said that over the past few months, nearly 1,700 square meters have been examined. In his professional opinion, the complexity of the Pápa project made it quite special. About 700 years of history were contained within the excavated layers. Dr. Agota Peremi, deputy director of the museum, said that last year's findings are ready for archaeologists to examine, while this year's findings are in the cleaning process in Veszprém. All of the objects found during the excavation will be delivered back to Pápa and put on display. Mayor Tamás Aldozó gave an update last week on projects in Pápa. An ice rink will be built on the main square, but it won't be as big as originally planned. Construction at City Hall is 70% complete, but the movie theater rehabilitation project remains behind schedule. The new deadline is September 30th, 2012. Mayor Aldozó said that the ice rink is a good example of historical and new juxtaposed in the city of Pápa. The next step in the main square project is pipeline construction and filling in the excavated areas. The Culture Protection Office will determine when this can happen. St. Lucia's Day is a celebration of Christmas in Scandinavian countries, and in the bilingual Tartsi Lajos Primary School, the Norwegian and Swedish children prepared a program for their classmates. Tunde Hardy, department head at the school, said that this is the 4th year the children have learned about this Christmas tradition that is important in Sweden and Norway. Lucia is believed to be an Italian saint from the Middle Ages. According to Norwegian teacher Torhild Skotheim, organizer of the program, Lucia was made a saint because she helped the poor. The Swedish and Norwegian students dressed in costumes and performed dances and songs for the audience. Cecilia Lundberg contributed to the celebration with music and song. At the end of the program, everyone sang Silent Night in their own language. Last year was the first time members of the Reform Club gathered toys and other presents for children in the hospital, and they are planning to make it a tradition for Christmas and Children's Day, which in Hungary is the last Sunday in May. Club leader Mrs. Imre Horompoli said the majority of members are grandparents, so they know how hard it is to see a sick child. And while the doctors and nurses are very nice, they are still the ones who examine the children and leave them with bad memories. On this day, though, in addition to the love and attention from their parents, the generosity of the Reform Club left the children feeling happy. The Tartsi Lajos Primary School held a cookie tasting party last Wednesday that resulted in nearly 50 varieties of cookies, cakes, and other sweets. While demonstrating that the Christmas baking tradition is common around the world, organizer Gabriela Nagy said this also teaches children about other nations' Christmas traditions. In addition to enjoying the variety of treats, students, teachers, and parents played games and enjoyed the mood of the holiday season. The local Hungarian Red Cross collected food items and money for those in need and distributed the donations on December 17th. Students from the Reformed High School in Pápa helped with the collection and performed for the families who received the bags of food. Locals gave things like flour, milk, and sugar. From the money received, organizers also bought items like cooking oil and sweets to complete the packages that were distributed to 30 families. The Renaissance theme park in Bikoy sponsored a competition asking for models of Bethlehem, and the winners were 9 students from the 7B class at the Vurish Shandor Primary School. Teacher's aide Mariana Vencel oversaw the work of the students involved in the competition. They had to show their phases of the work in photos, and they could use only natural materials in the project. The deadline was October 31st, and there was an exhibition on November 26th where the winners were determined. The students plan to visit the Renaissance theme park in the spring. The Chokoy Kindergarten won its bird-friendly title 2 years ago because the students and teachers are mindful of their feathered friends during the winter. The children made food for the birds and put it in the bird feeders. Eva Tuner, headmistress of the kindergarten, said that environmental education is emphasized for the students. In this case, the teachers wanted to demonstrate to the children how important it is to protect and feed the birds, especially during the winter. The courtyard of the kindergarten is a quiet area where the birds like to congregate, and the kids can see them from the windows. During the summer months, the children provide fresh water for the birds. Police officers in Pápa attended martial arts training thanks to an agreement between the Seven Stars Culture and Sport Association and the police station. The training was a trial run to determine whether or not it would continue next year. Police Lieutenant Tomasz Fulup said the police department was contacted by the martial arts trainer who offered the self-defense course, which is in conjunction with the police officers' normal fitness program. He said it helps them to be confident in real-life situations and avoid personal injury. Peter Pinter, president of the Seven Stars Association, said the emphasis is on technique, and he teaches how to throw someone to the floor, plus falling, punching, and kicking. The new health center at the thermal bath complex is now ready. The project was accomplished with money from the European Union effort to promote health tourism. The 2-story building is 1,500 square meters. During the opening ceremony, the head of the construction company presented a key to the Varkert-Fördu CEO, and Zoltán Kovács, a congressman in the Hungarian parliament, addressed the audience. Mayor Aldozó said the health center is an important milestone in developing Pápa's tourism. Bakon Volán's EU project to develop the bus traffic in Pápa included renovating the bus station. The new building has more space and information desks, and the whole building is handicapped accessible. The level of public transportation has been raised in an effort to encourage more people to use buses. The ribbon was cut by Valeria Janosi, a representative from the Hungarian National Asset Management Office, János Hézer, CEO of Bakon Volan, and Deputy Mayor Tamás Unger. The next phase of the project is developing the information system for arrivals and departures. Papa TV wishes you and your family a Merry Christmas. We'll see you again online next week.